Hi, I'm Harrison, and today I'm going to be reviewing a game known as Lego Island. Lego Island was the first video game, aka, or should I say, Lego-themed video game. It came out on the PC in 1996. It was created by the Mindscape company. All I gotta say, the game is pretty good. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just that they tried to make a good game out of it, and it worked a little bit. So the game is basically, you just join in, you log in, or you just create an account, and then, there's like certain missions that you can do with certain characters. The main character in the game is known as Pepper, who works for a pizza place in the game. So, anyway, I'm going to get to the main plot here. The plot involves a infamous Lego prisoner known as the Brickster. Apparently, the Brickster takes apart buildings, and apparently he orders a pizza. Apparently wanted him to sound like one of the police officers, and Pepper is instructed to go to the jail and deliver the pizza, which is basically the hottest and most spiciest pizza on the island. After that happens, the Brickster was able to get out. Now, you want to know how? He takes the pizza and melts the bars. He melts the metal, lock on the bars. And the one thing I don't get about that is, it clearly shows in the game that Pepper is holding it with his hand. Not a box. It's not even in a box. It's just in his hand. Just the Lego piece itself. But it's the hottest pizza to melt a lock on a jail cell door. Either Pepper's hand can't even feel it, or basically, in my words, his hand's made out of obsidian. I probably should have never made that reference. But, anyway, after that, the Brickster gets out, and he steals the main brick of the island, which powers the entire island and the imagination of whatever. Apparently, Pepper then gets instructed to actually capture the bricks or collect all the pieces of a certain the helicopter, and Pepper ends up doing so. And then he has to get up in a helicopter, remake the helicopter, and, he has to fly in it just to drop certain items. There's two items that you have to drop. You have to drop a pizza and donuts. For the pizza, you have to drop it just to get the, Brickster to go in a certain direction. Now, during this time while you're doing this, you also have to drop donuts just to get the two police officers to go in that direction just to capture the Brickster. But during that time, there's a challenge, which is a really good challenge. There's a meter on there, which shows how many buildings he has taken down and how many buildings are still standing. If he takes them all down, if you let him take them all down, then that means the game's over, and it leaves kind of a creepy, bad ending, where all the buildings are down, the storm clouds are just all black, thundery, and really sad music playing, and then you get sent back. But the only good thing is that the game is so glitchy. Well, it's glitchy to the point where you can, do certain things. You can trap one of the police officers with one of the donuts that you have to drop down to them to make them speed up and go in a certain direction. you can get them stuck in them if you throw them on them at the right time. And you can do the same thing kind of for the bricks a little bit, I think. Now, despite that kind of having minor flaws in it, one of the things that I was like confused with is that technically the police officers literally have motorcycles, but there's this character that tells you that you need to use a skateboard. Now, I don't know why they added that in. I guess it was because of like how Pepper rides a skateboard. But I don't get it, really. I don't get why. Even though the plot line of that, the story mode of that is just, like, not that good, there's some good parts about the game. There's, like, 2 racing games that you can do. You can, like, I guess you can work for the police. No, wait, no, you can't work for the police thing. You can't do a police mission. You can build stuff. You can build certain vehicles, like a jet ski, a helicopter, a race car. That just fits the Lego theme. And, now if you're kind of like me and you, like, put it on, like, a laptop that's, like farther forward from, like, way far forward into, like, this year, even though the game came out in 96, and you have, like, a 96 copy, some of the graphics are missing, but some of the graphics are missing on it, but it's okay, it doesn't interfere, kind of, because, when you want to exit the game, I usually do this just to exit out of the game. I don't even want to save anything on the game. If you move your mouse, like, rapidly, if you do it on a certain style of gaming, it will kind of start glitching up, and it will say, Lego Island has stopped working, and it'll bring you back to the regular home screen. I actually use that a lot because, when I usually just play Lego Island, I don't want to go through the credits, which would take forever, and they would just, like, stop working. And it would just freeze up on, like, the certain text, or images. And, yeah. So then I have to reset my computer. Anyway, back to all the stuff that you can do on the island. There's a race car game, and it's pretty fun, though. The only 2 flaws I have are the steering and the obstacles. So for the steering, if you hit the left or right key, just, like, tap it, it will turn it really quickly. Kind of like that. It's really, really bad. It's, like, not that... It's, like... Okay, I'm just gonna say it, but the company that made it, Mindscape, they didn't really do a good job in controls. And when I say that, I say that for the entire game, the entirety of the game, when you, like, just walk around the island. The obstacles in the game are, it's just that only one obstacle works, and that's the pirate skeleton, because the legs kind of move side to side, and once you get hit by one of the legs, you get sent back to a certain part, which kind of makes people rage quit if they want to, like, stay in the front. And, what else was there? Oh, and as for the other obstacles, they do not work. You can just go through them, except for the pirate skeleton, because then you can, get sent back to a certain part in the game. The jet ski game, I have the same thing to say for that. The obstacles kind of work. It's just that when you run into one, you just stop. You don't get sent back to anything in the race, or anyway. Or you don't get sent back to any parts in the race. You just get hit, and you stop. It slows you down. Yeah. overall, the controls on that, on the jet ski thing, is just like, it's just crazy. And, yeah. Overall, the game is pretty fun. Oh, yeah. Before I stop this, one of the things that I actually thought was a pretty good idea for the company was, Mindscape added in a secret where, there's like a cave of some sort in the game. There's just like a Lego treasure chest, where if you click it, an animation occurs in it. And then if you click on the door, it will give you tips on how to get to the easy to drive mode, which is basically you press shift, and then I think you press shift, and then you can use your mouse just to control yourself to move around the island, and it's a lot easier than just using the keypad. So yeah. Anyway, even though the game's pretty fun, it's just that there were minor flaws. It's not better. It's not great. Like I said, it's not great or bad. It's just okay. But I think that it's a pretty fun game, though. And I give the game about 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. And also, one more thing. I just got one thing to say. Lego Island 2 and Lego Island 3, they were worse than Lego Island 1. And so, I leave you with that. Thank you for watching.